I'll be getting today's word from Mark chapter 9, verse 14. It's called The Healing of a Boy with an Evil Spirit. You should go and read it yourself. So basically, this is a story about a boy who has been having an impure spirit from the time he was young. So this impure spirit, we can call it anything in this case, because it could be something you're dealing with, it could be an addiction, it could be a struggle, it could be whatever it is, only you know what it is. For this boy, it was the impure spirit. Now for us, it'll be like something else. Hold on. Oh, I'm believing, how long should I, So now Jesus asks, from verse 21, Jesus asks the boy's father, how long has he been like this? Because the situation is, the boy, when he gets possessed by this spirit, he can't speak, basically. It throws him on the ground, he foams at the mouth, gnashes his teeth, and becomes rigid. So, and then he asked the disciples to drive out the spirit, but then they couldn't drive out the spirit. So basically, it was a strong thing that he had to handle. So, so now the father of the child asks, if you can, everything is possible for him who, if you can. Jesus is asking, like, if you can, because the father is asking, like, if you can help my child, then you should. So now we come at Jesus, like, if you can help me, if you can do this, and then Jesus is like, if you can. And then now he's saying, verse 23, if you can, said Jesus, everything is possible for him who believes. And immediately the boy, and then the father asked him to help Jesus overcome his unbelief. So this is something you can go to. It's not something to be ashamed of. We all struggle with unbelief. So he even asks Jesus to help him overcome his unbelief. So, yeah. So now he drove out the demon. And then the disciples asked Jesus, how comes we couldn't drive out this spirit? How comes we couldn't drive out this spirit? How comes I can't handle this situation? How comes I can't do this in my own power? And this is what Jesus says. This kind can only come out only by prayer. That situation, that thing you're struggling and dealing with, can only be overcome by prayer. This one needs prayer. You need to pray. Some situations you can't handle on your own. Some situations you cannot fight on your own. You can't. Some situations you have to pray. Some situations you have to, actually not even some, it would be better if in all situations you turn to prayer, because God would love to help you in all your situations. No matter how big or small, he would be there for you and he would love to help you. So Jesus, first of all, can do anything. Because if he even asked, like, if you can, what? I can do anything. Jesus, I can do anything. I'm all powerful. I can do it. I defeated death. What more should he do to prove to you that he can do anything? Because he already won for you on the cross, and you wanna see it one day. If you choose to believe it and have faith in him, you will see one day that he did it all for us. He did everything. He made it so easy. All these things we're struggling with now and dealing with, they're all going to pass. One day it's all going to be nothing but a memory. And I don't even know if maybe in heaven if we forget about the things we had to deal with here. Who knows, man? But Jesus said this kind can only come out only by prayer. So these situations, these things that we feel like are so much more powerful than us, these things in our own strength, in our own ability, in our own power, in our own wisdom and knowledge, it will be hard to deal with that situation, because as humans, we are limited. So when we turn to an unlimited, all-powerful, supernatural God, you get just that. You get his blessing, you get his miracle, you get his favor, you get his help, basically. And so when the disciples could not drive out this spirit, we cannot handle these situations on our own. So these some situations can only be overcome by prayer. I mean, yeah, sure, sometimes as people we may have a few wins over here, a few wins over there, because I mean, yeah, it's just like that. But some situations are really gonna be really tough, and that's what Jesus is saying. This kind can only be overcome by prayer. So we should spend more time praying. This is what this tells me. In our situations, we can turn to prayer. We can turn to God. We can give it to Him who created everything in 6. And He loves you. He loves us. He loves us so much. So why wouldn't you want to just kick back your feet, relax, and just say, hey, yo, God's got it, man. I'm not even going to think about it. I'm not even going to stress about it. God's got it. He's going to handle the situation for me. Because He will if you put it in His hands. This situation can only be overcome by prayer. What a word.